Sharks are one of the most dangerous and deadly creatures that live in the seas and oceans. It seems that these predatory fish were created by evolution as ideal predators, and their main purpose is a cruel massacre of other marine life. They are distinguished not only by their high speed, sharp teeth, and amazing sense of smell, but also sometimes simply by their huge size. It is difficult to imagine that a shark once reigned in the Earth's oceans, which was several times larger than any modern species. We are talking about megalodons. Today, we will tell you how the most terrible of all sharks lived and why it died out. By subscribing to the Age of Dinosaurs channel, you will be the first to know about the release of new videos and express your opinions about our work in the comments in the video. We also urge everyone who cares about the fate of our channel to support this video with a like. Until 1667, the teeth of ancient sharks, which were found in different parts of Europe, were mistaken for petrified tongues of snakes or dragons. But Niels Stensen, a Danish scientist, identified them as shark teeth. Among the teeth he described was the tooth of a creature that would later be called the Carcharodontosaurus Megalodon. The researcher even tried to restore the appearance of that shark using a single tooth. The image of the monster's head made by him gained great popularity. But the giant shark received its current name only after almost 200 years. In 1835, Louis Agassiz placed Megalodon in the newly isolated genus Carcharodon, due to the resemblance of its teeth to those of the great white shark. Like all sharks, the Megalodon had a cartilaginous structure, and only its huge teeth and vertebrae have survived to this day. Comparing these details with the corresponding parts of modern sharks, scientists have tried to restore its approximate dimensions. According to various estimates, this giant could reach a length of about 17 to 20 meters, and its estimated weight ranges from 12 to 50 tons. The largest tooth known to science is about 19 centimeters long. It was found in Peru, and the second largest in South Carolina, USA. In general, the remains of megalodons are found almost all over the world, from Australia to Northern Europe and from Japan to Italy. This suggests that the habitat of these creatures occupied most of the globe. Most likely, they dominated the seas and the oceans for millions of years and were not afraid of any competitors. It is believed that they appeared in the early Miocene around 28 million years ago and died out in the Pliocene era, which ended about 2.6 million years ago. It is previously believed that the reason for the disappearance of such a large creature was a change in climate and topography on the ocean floor, which affected the decrease in water temperature in a certain part of it. But in recent years, there have been more and more opinions that the megalodon either could not stand the competition with more adapted species, or there was no longer enough food in the ocean for the greatly increased population of these animals. And if everything is more or less clear with climate change, then other versions of the extinction of the giant shark should be dealt with in more detail. Abrupt changes in the planet's climate have long been explained by the disappearance of many prehistoric animals. But during the Miocene period, the climate on the planet changed several times. At the same time, the growth of the megalodon population continued. Perhaps those who argue in favor of other theories of the extinction of the megalodon are somewhat right. In order to assess the possibility of megalodon extinction for reasons independent of climate, it is necessary to understand what lifestyle this shark led. The behavior of animals is largely influenced by their size. For more than 100 years, scientists have been trying to reliably reconstruct the size and appearance of the megalodon. Based on this, it would be possible to compare its behavior with the lifestyle of modern sharks. The first attempts to restore the appearance of the megalodon on the basis of the remains at the disposal of scientists were made at the beginning of the 20th century. With the advent of new data and the development of technology, the estimated size of the Megalodon has increased. It is now believed that the maximum size of an adult megalodon could be 12 meters. The mass of such a predator could well exceed 45 tons. It is doubtful that with such a gigantic size, the megalodon was able to develop great speed pursuing prey. Therefore, most likely the predator used an ambush method. There are two opinions about how he managed to hunt successfully. The first method could be effective in attacking small crustaceans. The shark could simply ram its prey, breaking its bones. After such an attack, the prey ceased to resist, and the predator could easily tear it apart and eat it. The second method could be used to attack larger representatives of the marine fauna. To completely immobilize the victim, the shark could first bite off its fins or tear out pieces of flesh. Having lost the ability to move, large whales became easy prey for the monster shark. If we compare the megalodon with sharks that inhabit the seas and oceans today, then most likely its lifespan was about 40 years, although the polar shark can live up to 100 years. But the megalodon lived in warmer waters. The main habitat of this ancient predator falls on the tropical or subtropical zones. Therefore, a deadline of 40 years is most likely. With such a gigantic size, the megalodon had to have everything it could get to. Most likely, the basic diet was large fish and crustaceans. The strength of its bite, according to recent estimates, was about 3 times more powerful than the jaws of modern crocodiles. But because of the relatively short jaws, the shark could not completely swallow its prey. In order to eat it, the prey had to be torn to pieces at first. These powerful predators only had to be afraid of large-toothed whales and Melville's leviathans. But at the end of the existence of megalodons, evolution gave rise to a new universal predator, the killer whale. These cetacins were significantly inferior to megalodons in size, but surpassed them in speed and mobility. In addition, killer whales lived and hunted in packs. It is believed that it was they who caused the disappearance of the giant shark. This hypothesis is rather controversial. Only competition with killer whales or the disappearance of food supply could not have caused such consequences. Other examples from the evolution of life on Earth shows that in the competition for a place under the sun, larger animals always win, and the extinction of predators due to lack of food should be preceded by the gradual disappearance of all species that they could eat. And many of the victims of the megalodon exist and thrive to this day. So the reason for the disappearance of the largest shark in history lies on something else. Even if all megalodons stopped having enough prey due to the appearance of killer whales, their population could have gradually been reduced. It can be assumed that these giant sharks began to attack their smaller and weaker relatives, but natural mechanisms are arranged in such a way that this is not capable of leading to the complete extinction of the species. But these processes could well become an addition to the climatic factor. Approximately the same fate befell the mammoths and other large ungulates of the Ice Age. Changing living conditions led to a reduction in the population, and more adapted predators completed the process of their extinction. True, statements are increasingly heard on the internet that the megalodon exists to this day. Stories are given about yachts and ships destroyed by an unknown monster, in the skin of which huge teeth were stuck. Potents of this unconfirmed theory say that in search of more comfortable living conditions, this super predator decided to move to great depths where killer whales that breathe atmospheric air cannot reach. It is possible that soon we will be able to see a live megalodon, which will decide to triumphantly return to the water's surface in order to again become the most formidable marine predator. We express our gratitude to the viewers who watched this video to the end. And for those who want to learn more about other prehistoric monsters and the reasons for their disappearance, we suggest that you familiarize yourself with the rest of the videos posted to the channel.